Daylight, my MVVs, welcome.
Yeah, so another report has it that Egbe Awise again found the Oloris guilty of multiple taboos, and now the Ooni of Ife truly cannot go back on stripping them of their royal immunity. This decision has sent shockwave through the palace and far beyond. It's a matter so delicate, so woven into the soul of Ile-Ife that even people in distant Yoruba towns are whispering about it as they stir their morning amala, all gathered by roadside stalls to dismantle the amala. It is not a small thing that is going on in the palace of the Ooni of Ife. For those who might not fully grasp the weight of it, Egbe Awise Ifa is not some casual gathering of priests I explained to you in the other video. They are the highest circle of Ifa diviners, men whose, lives are dedicated entirely to interpreting the will of Orumale, the Orisha of wisdom and destiny. They are the spiritual compass of Ile-Ife. Even the Oni, with all his regal authority, listens when Egbe Awise Ifa speaks, because to ignore them is to stand on a dangerous edge, risking not just royal prestige but cosmic balance. So when the Ooni of Ife ordered that a full spiritual investigation be carried out because rumors have turned into troubling testimonies and unsettling dreams were plaguing the palace, it was Egbe Awise Ifa who took up the task. They did not approach it lightly. Over several days, they performed rigorous consultations with Ifa. You know that just 2 weeks ago, maybe a week ago, I told you that they have there's this organization right now that is doing some kind of investigation, a traditional organization. Now, they were using sacred okpele chains and kola nut, reciting incantations that stretch back to times where humanity and divinity still work side by side. When their verdict finally came, it wasn't with joy. They looked tired, almost burdened by the weight of what they had uncovered. They announced that the Oloris, Ebony, Gospel, and Ikpe had indeed violated multiple taboos. They didn't just step slightly aside protocol, they crossed lines that tradition, marks with fire. Now, let me tell you something. Do you know where this is? Let me tell you. That is why I say it is good for people to have the ability to listen. Why this is getting so difficult for Ebony is because you know that Ebony and Bloblo, they come from the Lafugidi ruling house. And that is a very powerful ruling dynasty. I believe that if their two daughters were in this thing together, they would have done everything that is within their power to try and remove them. But right now, they are divided. The other one listened to counsel quickly enough and removed herself. And while these investigations were ongoing and consultations were carried out, and they now said, no, you cannot do this. When you do this, you are telling people that it doesn't pay to even withdraw yourself from evil. She did. Last year, she removed herself. Nobody believed her. Nobody believed her. She removed herself. She said she's not doing it again. She wants to stand by her husband, which she did. Now, they brought her back in and wanted to intertwine her with all of this wahala and all of that. Elders stood. Objective elders, the ones who stand, there are some elders that are just black and white elders. If they see black, they call it black. They see white, they call it white. These kinds of elders are usually very respected in every community. They stood and they said, no, this cannot be done. Even elders who hated her, who didn't like her, they stood, they said no. They respect the fact that she stepped back. Now, they quickly now carried her again to go and do that ritual in the shrine. Now, the ritual was able to, it's a final ritual you do to show that your heart they clean. Not be say you they do this for your own gain. You they do it because you know that it is the wrong thing to do. You want to, do it like, okay, my heart is clean. I want to support my husband now. That was what happened. And after that, she was set aside. She's no longer going to pay with these people. Okay, so now, do you know where Ebony got this wrong? Ebony is fighting this alone because, of course, she is their money song now. She is another blow there. The other people, Igbe is not from there. Gospel is not from there. So, they were doing this thing. Blow is very smart. Blow left on time. They say you should learn how to leave the stage when the ovation is very high. Blow left. And right now, Blow is not there, and this is making it very difficult for Ebony. They say one of the strongest charges was the desecration of a sacred Ogun shrine. Pieces had gone missing, later found in places they should never be, linked to personal ritual that these people did. Egbe Awise Ifa also found troubling signs that these women had solicited ritual meant to redirect Kabiyesi's deepest affection. In traditional culture, love, charm, and spiritual manipulation are grave matters. A wife who turns to such means essentially tries to overturn the natural order, forcing affection and destiny itself to bend unnaturally. This is considered not just a moral failing but a spiritual crime. By the time Egbe Awise finished reading out all the transgressions, there was hardly a dry eye among the elders chief gathered. Some of them had daughters of their own who had dreamt one day of marrying into the palace as in marrying to the Ooni of Ife. To see these ones stand accused of such heavy offenses brought not just tears, as in heavy tears and burden to the eyes of the Obas. A lot of us continue to say, why did they agree marry Ooni? Why did they agree marry Ooni? I keep telling you people, proximity is power. Proximity is wealth. Proximity is everything. I have told you guys before, Andy Uba made tons of thousands of dollars, made so much money, created wealth. He is, before, of course, what happened to him. He made a lot of money just by being close to Obasanjo. Do you know what being close to this man would do to women who can leverage? So, leveraging on just the name, I am the wife to the Ooni of Ife. You know what it mean? So, chiefs, they are seeing that, this position will be say, I forgive to this, my sweet daughter. Now, these people, they carry play. I said, when they were reading this, this their transgression, they say chiefs were crying. Now, the Ooni of Ife is a man known for his deep compassion. People say he often settles dispute privately, preferring not to shame anyone unnecessarily, but this was beyond personal feelings. Once Egbe Awise Ifa made their pronouncement, tradition offered no route for reversal. To ignore them would be to declare open rebellion against Ifa itself, inviting not only disgrace but very real spiritual calamities. And that is what Kabiyesi would never do. And so this is how difficult, this is how stressful this whole situation is right now. It is a serious matter. Dela writes, I'm going to bring you guys more update. Do not forget, Dela Ram is still here. I'll bring you more update. Really do not forget that these are all alleged, rumored, unverified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.